Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to our first session for today. We will explore in this session the critical changes and opportunities presented by a rapidly evolving digital and AI-driven landscape. We will discuss how organizations can accelerate their digital transformation efforts, as well as the operational and underwriting risks associated with fintech innovations. Additionally, we will examine the technological changes shaping new insurance business models and delve into the pressing issues of cyber risks and the associated underwriting activities. Join us as we navigate these vital topics that are redefining the future of the insurance industry. Moderating this session is Mr. Haytham Tahir, Deputy Chairman and Managing Director, MetLife Egypt. Joining him as speakers this morning, Mr. Michael Morris, Partner, Clyde Co.
I hope this session is more than this, because I want you touched many points about the customer. So maybe we can take it after moving to our legal guru. So too many challenges, too many opportunities. Clyde Co, I'm sure that they can see a lot of global trends. From your perspective, Michael, what is the most pressing thing, legal consideration, that all insurers shall take into consideration during this digital transformation and AI era?
Thank you, and thank you. It's an honour to be on the panel. It's my first rendezvous. I'm having a great time so far. Thank you to Ruby for the entertainment last night. It was a lot of fun. I was worried that not many people were going to turn up this morning, because it was really quite early on, but there's a good turnout. So anyway, to the question, I think what I'm going to focus on today is more of the risks that insurers face from an underwriting perspective. And a lot of the focus today has been on how AI might and digitalization might transform businesses internally. But looking at it from an external perspective, AI is creating a huge number of risks. And about, 7 or 8 years ago, there was a lot of talk about silent cyber. And I don't know whether anybody in the room has heard of silent cyber, so bear with me. So as cyber risks started to emerge quite considerably over the past kind of 15 years, there was concern in the insurance market that insurance policies were unknowingly going to be on the hook for cyber risks. So if you think of a property or risks policy, for example, there's a really famous case where a German, I think it was a steel manufacturer or a smelter, exploded. And the reason that the business exploded, or the premises exploded, was due to a cyber attack. And that, the damage caused by that cyber attack was picked up under a property or risk policy. And there was a concern amongst the regulators in the UK, for example, about silent cyber services, insurers providing cover for cyber risks, but not actually pricing for it. So there was some wording was provided, and insurance companies were required to either actively cover cyber risks or to exclude them. And there's some standard London market wording that you can use to deal with that. So what I've been thinking about, and I think there's quite a lot of literature about it, is silent AI. So risks emerging from the use of AI that might fall under insurance policies, but underwriters may not price for it. And I'm just going to give you a few examples. So a good example is there might be operational shutdowns of businesses leading to business interruption due to an AI malfunction. And then if you think about the professions, think about the legal profession. I'm worried nowadays when I give an associate a task to do at Clyde Co, that they're going to go and use ChatGPT and produce a ChatGPT report. Now that probably happens. It doesn't happen at Clyde. It doesn't happen. But I'm worried that it might happen, or insurers should be worried that it might happen, that professional advisors are not using their experience and knowledge to give advice, but they're using artificial intelligence, providing advice that might be wrong. And if you look at some of these AI systems now, you can ask it a question, and some of them even give you the source material of where the answers come from. And I've used that and I've checked it, and a lot of the time it's wrong. So generative AI for advisory purposes is still not there. You still need to check it. It might be a good starting point, but certainly I can see risks emerging from professionals using generative AI to produce advice. You might have product liability claims that arise from AI-enhanced products. There could be increased D&O risks for not properly having a adequate risk system in place for AI. And then if you think about employment as well, this is quite an interesting one. So you might have now, some businesses get thousands of applications, and they might use systems to decide which applicants to produce. Well, those systems that are designed may have inbuilt in them unknowingly discriminatory practices. They might discriminate against people. That can then give rise to discrimination claims. And another issue as well is around underwriting errors. Just picking up on the theme of today, so insurers using AI underwriting techniques, and then you might have liability arising from underwriting errors from the use of AI. So there are a huge amount of emerging risks there, and I suppose the question is to the insurance market, does it need to now develop wording to either positively include AI, risks arising from AI, or should it be excluded? So that's kind of big issue number one. And the big issue number two is really around data and the use of data. Now, I'm not a data specialist, very, very boring area of the law, but a very, very important one. And so there's all of this data around, and the big question is do you actually have the right as an insurer to use that data? Because there's a huge amount of data legislation over the world, and GDPR has a very kind of wide-reaching effect. And right across the Middle East, there are new data laws in place. So a big question is whether you can actually use that data for all of the great things that you can do with it, but actually from a legal perspective, can you use it? And data privacy is a real hot topic as well, and that's something to think about. So really, from an underwriting perspective, right from the proposal form, asking the right questions about how businesses are using AI, and then determining whether there's any risks that need to be priced in. And then from a data perspective, having a data strategy and a real understanding of the data that you have to make sure that you comply with it. So,
Thank you so much. I think now you reconfirm my understanding that in our companies they are saying that you cannot use ChatGPT, you cannot. This is not. So it's legal now that we cannot, or we have to use the AI responsibly, if I can put it like this, because of the data.
Yeah, so I'll give you another example at Clyde Co, for example. So we've got a huge amount of data. If you think about all of the cases that we've been involved in, all of the advice that we've given over 100 years, I mean, not all of it is available digitally. And we want to use AI, because if you imagine we could use that, create this document, do this, do that, and the price of the legal services will go right down. The problem that we've got is all of the data that we've got doesn't belong to us. It belongs to our clients, and we don't have the right permission, but we don't have the right permission in place to use that data. So we've got this absolute gold mine sat there, but we can't use it. So that's a big issue.